What is up, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of The Danny Show. I'm your host, Daniel Cody, and this is where I give commentary and reviews on all things wrestling. Hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday season. And before I get started, I would like to give a special shout out to Lewis Yates. Thank you so much for your subscription. And to all of the subscribers, the unannounced ones, thank you guys so much for joining. We are approaching the end of the year, and you're probably wondering, why am I here on Friday morning instead of on Friday night? Obviously, tonight will be filled with highlights of the year, except instead of an actual live new episode. So I figured this would be a perfect time to come on here and tell you guys my top 10 favorite matches of 2023. So let's get into it. We start off at number 10. Let's start with Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest at in a no holds barred style match at Backlash, which took place in Puerto Rico for the first time since New Year's resolution 2005. Excuse me. Now, this one was great. Awesome to see. We don't see Bad Bunny wrestle often, but when we do, it's very fun to watch. And Priest and Bunny were supposed to be pals, but ever since WrestleMania, they didn't see eye to eye. So they had to settle it. And boy, did they settle it well. We saw a lot of great highlights. We saw the Judgment Day get involved, leading to the LWO getting involved, including the returning Savio Vega, and for the first time in 2 years, we saw the return of Carlito, which made the crowd go crazy. But nonetheless, this match was great, and it was one of those sunset flips that won the match. Bad Bunny would win against Damian Priest. But nonetheless, this match was great and the crowd was awesome. Speaking of awesome crowds, that takes us to number 9. This was historic. We have, at number 9, we have the Civil War at Money in the Bank in London between Roman Reigns and Solo versus the Usos. Awesome match right here. This match was great. To be honest, like many Roman Reigns matches, for all the wrong reasons now. Back then, it was predictable for all the right reasons, but for all the wrong reasons now, Roman Reigns matches are becoming a bit predictable in the sense of we predict family's going to get involved, interfere, and help Roman Reigns, which back in his early time as the tribal chief and longest reigning champion, it was predictable in a fun way, like no one's going to stop the tribal chief. Now it's if somebody's going to help the tribal chief. This match broke all predictions in a happy way because we saw the both Usos, kick out of the stack pin. And we know Roman likes to stack people up because he did it at WrestleMania 2021 with Edge and Bryan Danielson. But now he did it after a spear spike. He stacked both Usos, and surprisingly, they both kicked out. And it would be Jey Uso that would go for the splash, and it was Jey that pinned Roman Reigns. For the first time in since 2019, Roman Reigns took his first pinfall to Jey. I always knew Jey Uso was the better twin. Next at number 8, we have Edge versus Sheamus in Edge's last match on SmackDown, which I had the pleasure of reviewing. I had the pleasure of reviewing most of the stuff that took place this year. But Edge versus Sheamus on an episode of SmackDown, August 18th, 2023 of this year. It was Edge's last match, and it did not go wrong at all. And if you're going to go out against one of the best, which is Sheamus. Off topic, I hope Adam Copeland kicks um, Christian Cage's butt Saturday. But nonetheless, going back to WWE side of things, this match was great on SmackDown. An awesome, awesome main event. Sheamus brought his best, Edge brought his best, but in the end, it took two spears to keep Sheamus down. A show of sportsmanship was given at the end as everyone, including his wife and daughters in the front row, celebrated Edge's last match in WWE. At number 7, we have Seth freaking Rollins. You can't talk the best of 2023 without putting Seth Rollins on this list. You have Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles at Night of Champions in the early part of summer of this year in late May. This would be where Seth Rollins and AJ Styles would fight to see who would become the first ever World Heavyweight Champion as far as the new rediscovered World Championship, the modernized one. Triple H brought it back so that Raw could have a world champion, and boy, that's a pretty cool looking title. And Edge and Seth went at it, but in the end, it was Seth Rollins that won the match and became the first ever World Heavyweight Champion and is still World Champion to this day, and hopefully will go into WrestleMania 40 as the World Heavyweight Champion to face CM Punk, hopefully. But in any event, this match was a good one as well. Really enjoyable and very historic. We opened up the show with a main event type match. Next at number 6, we have the Royal Rumble 2023. One of the best Royal Rumbles, one of the best. I have a lot of favorites. You have the 2001, 2002 Royal Rumble. But the Men's Royal Rumble 2023 was awesome. The star power in this match. You had the return of Edge. You had the surprise of Booker T. You had, unfortunately, Rey Mysterio wasn't in the match thanks to Simp 19 Dom. But you had, speaking of Dom and the Judgment Day, we had the return of Edge. We had Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley go at it. It was just so much star power. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about the Teen Titans girl. Not in a weird way either. But you had so much star power in this match. And it was awesome. First off, Walter lasting a long time, going the whole distance, only to be eliminated by the man who came in at number 30, Cody Rhodes. And not to mention, you can't talk about the Royal Rumble without talking about the amazing highlight of Logan Paul and Ricochet. An airplane collision. It was like an airplane collision, because it was such a mid-air thing. We had never seen anything like this before. I hope Ricochet and Logan Paul fight it again for the U.S. Championship down the road. And I hope this time Ricochet kicks Logan's butt in front of Samantha. That would be awesome for Samantha to announce the new champion. Hopefully we'll get that in 2024. At number 5, we have Carmelo Hayes Dragunov versus him. I'm going to say it like that. Dragunov versus him at No Mercy. Now, their match at the Bash was awesome, and I was tempted to put the match from the Bash on this list because Carmelo Hayes won that match, and I'm a Carmelo Hayes fan, but I'm also a bit of a Dragunov fan as well. And I was very tempted to put that one on, but this match had to be on the list because there was no questions, there was no controversy with Dragunov being distracted by Trick Williams. Who attacked Trick Williams? Hopefully, we'll find out. At least we know that you can't trust Samoa Joe, even though Joe is not the devil. But in any event, the matches that they had were awesome. But the match between Dragunov and him, I have to put No Mercy because there was no controversy, there was no distractions. It was one on one, mano a mano. Love the nostalgic throwback to the No Mercy video game from way back when I was about 4. But nonetheless, this match, oh my goodness, not enough can be said about this match. This is what NXT is supposed to look like. Main event wise, awesome. Of course, this would be the night where the title changed and Dragunov would become the NXT World Heavyweight Champion. There would be sportsmanship at the end, but nonetheless, awesome, awesome match. At number 4, this is a good one. Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair, WrestleMania 39 Saturday. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This match was awesome in so many ways. Just can't say enough about this match. It was amazing. This was Rhea Ripley's redemption because the last 2 times they faced off one-on-one. The first time they faced off at WrestleMania, Rhea tapped out. The next time they faced off at Money in the Bank 2021, Rhea tapped out. So this was a must-win for Rhea Ripley, who had never beaten Charlotte Flair. But that night, she did. Man, let me tell you, in so many ways, even though Rhea was heel and people booed the Judgment Day, more so Simple and Nine Dom than anyone else. But nonetheless, even though Judgment Day were villains, this was a great match. Everyone was happy that Rhea won. But nonetheless, oh my goodness. Again, not enough can be said, except this match was awesome. I'm surprised it didn't main event the show, but I understand and I'll tell you why later. But it was great. Rhea Ripley not only gets redemption, but wins the SmackDown Women's Championship and becomes one of the few to have won just about every women's championship. No, just about. Except for the tag team ones. But nonetheless, single-wise, Rhea has done it all. NXT, Raw, and Women's. She's the man. She's the one. And no one can stop mommy. Next, at number 3, we have the Survivor Series Men's War Games. This match was great. It had a lot of great star power. You had the Judgment Day versus the team of Seth freaking Rollins, World Heavyweight Champion, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso. Again, I always knew Jey Uso was the better twin. Who else? Seth, Cody, Jey. Was it 4 of them? I think it was 4. And somebody else. I forgot who the other one was. Sami Zayn. But the 5th member, the returning RKO, the Viper, Randy Orton, would become the 5th member, making his appearance as the last entry, blowing the roof off Chicago more than Kevin Owens did back in 2019. But nonetheless, Randy Orton returned, looks better than ever, and that super RKO from midair onto JD McDonough to end the show. And Cody Rhodes would get the pinfall, winning it for the team. But that super RKO onto JD McDonough. Being honorary doesn't do well for JD. And speaking of honorary, everybody heard that R-Truth wants to be an honorary to everything. But nonetheless, great match. And as great as the main event was, the spotlight would be the return of CM Punk. Next, at number 2, we have these next 2 matches were 5-star. The next one at number 2, we have the triple threat match between Walter, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre. Need I say more? Need I say more? That match at WrestleMania afternoon too, because it was still daylight in Los Angeles. WrestleMania Sunday triple threat match. Oh my goodness gracious. That match was awesome. 5-star rating. I mean, also, every time Walter, I got to tell you guys, for those of you who are new to the channel, I got to tell you some funny humor. Every time Walter comes on, or Gunter, I always refer to his match as another chapter in the Red Chest Diaries. And this was no different. Everybody had a red chest. Titus O'Neil was a special commentator with everyone, with Cole and Corey. Somebody called 911. I agree, because all 3 of these men stole the show for the Intercontinental Championship, and Walter, aka Gunter, would be the winner. Now, before I reveal my top pick, I have to give a couple of honorary mentions. Obviously, Rey Mysterio versus Simp19 Dom, WrestleMania Saturday. Becky Lynch in a no-holds-barred match versus Bratty Barbie Tiffany at No Mercy, and so many others. But what is number 1? Also at WrestleMania, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, KO Zania versus the Usos. At the main event, I thought Rhea and Charlotte was the main event, but at the main event of WrestleMania Saturday, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn winning the championships, the undisputed tag team championships from the Usos after everything that the Bloodline put them through. To win this match, it was great. It was awesome. Lil Uzi, pull your pants up, but I digress. Sami Zayn, who had been the honorary Us for a few months with the Bloodline, would finally have enough, and it would turn into this. And I knew it would. And it would be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn delivering, I believe it was 3 haluva kicks, and pinning the better Uso, Jay, to win the tag team championships. Well, that's my list. What was your all-time favorite match in WWE of 2023? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm your host, Daniel Cody. That's all the time I have for you today, and I'll be back with another review on all things wrestling. Have a great new year, everyone.